Hey, everybody, I'm Bran, and I love When Calls the Heart episodes.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan, and I'm so sorry to all the Way Home fans. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Yeah, hi, everybody.
Boy.
It is, it's not even been a year, because the season was late last year.
Premiere day. Let's go, Hope Valley.
When Calls the Heart, season 11, episode 1. It is great to be back, and I just want to give a shout. I just want to give a shout out really quickly. I love to give credit where credit is due. Dan, you know that about me.
Yeah, you're a big credit giver.
I'm a big credit giver. Hallmark was on that. We mentioned the synergy yesterday.
Yeah, synergy, that's
the
right.
fact that
Blind
Aaron
Date Book
Krakow
Club.
was in the movie, and then the When Calls the Heart was the day after. But also, they have finally, I believe, for the first time ever, utilized their third network that they had. Because leading up to this, they were doing a giant marathon showing every episode of When Calls the Heart on Hallmark Family. And so I feel like it's the first time in my recent memory where they've said, we have a third network.
That's right.
What do we do with it? And so there you go.
It seems like they're making a lot of rational decisions over there.
And then they had the apparently on the Hallmark Movies Now app, they had a When Calls the Heart movie collection where the people that are in the show, their movies, you can watch them all there. So they're putting their minds to it. So credit,
shout out
for
sure. Thanks for giving that credit, Bran. But really, the reason we're here is not to talk about When Calls the Heart. It's that we finally get to see Jax on the podcast again. Jax.
I've missed you guys dearly. I want to give a shout out to Sheila for all my McGarry's bracelets.
Of course.
It's like a Swifties.
It's a real high tide for McGarry's these days.
It's a high tide.
They're riding high right now.
It's serious stuff.
Don't you mean we're riding high right now?
Yeah,
we're all McGarry's.
Yes, as longtime Team Nathan supporters, we're all riding high.
Let's get this out of the way right here. I think it's clear that they are, as the kids say, end game. When do they kiss?
Oof.
They say it a lot in Riverdale, which is where I get all your lingo, my kids' lingo.
I mean, she did stay by Lucas's side.
Do we get a kiss?
Night, so, I mean,
do we get a Elizabeth Nathan kiss? This info is probably already out there.
Maybe she's back to Team Lucas by episode 6 or something.
What do we think? Are we getting a kiss, Jax?
Penultimate episode, we have a kiss.
Penultimate.
The fact that we have conversations about the fact that she has feelings for Nathan in episode 1, I think penultimate is the safe bet. But just for the fun of it, I'm going to go episode 4.
Interesting. I'm going episode 6 with an engagement at the end of the season.
Good grief.
I think they've put us through enough, and they know it. They know that they've put us through enough.
I just don't know how you defend that. I don't know how you defend that as for the character.
Oh, sure. No.
The character,
No.
Aaron Krakow has to be getting sides every day going, seriously, what the F, people? Like, she has to be getting sides just going, what are we doing? Like, it took me 6 seasons to, like, get engaged to some dude. I know that's not right. Don't fact check me. Like, and all of a sudden, we're just, like, it's crazy. It's crazy out here.
No, here's the thing. I don't disagree with you that something feels crazy. The thing that I will push back on is Aaron Krakow is an exec producer on this show. She's in such control of this that she ain't surprised.
Sorry, Aaron.
She's driving the bus.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that money looks good in your bank account.
Jax, how are you? It's been a while. How are you? Doing good?
I'm so good. I survived the eclipse, the earthquake. Yep. We all made it.
We all made it.
You know?
Eclipse instead of eclipse.
Oh my God.
Are
Wait.
you from Sumter, South
Total
Carolina?
Eclipse.
The eclipse.
Wait. Total.
You went
Total
with
eclipse.
It's a total eclipse
Total
out there.
eclipse.
I'll be dadgum. It's an eclipse.
It's a total eclipse
When
of
you
the
go get the
heart.
chewing gum at the gas station, do you get eclipse
Total
gum?
eclipse.
It's an eclipse. Do you go?
It's
Can I get 2
eclipse.
crullers, 3 glazed, and 2 eclairs?
They actually did have an eclipse themed donut at Krispy Kreme.
They did. It looked great
Yeah,
with the
it
Oreo.
did look really good.
You said eclipse.
Oh, they
Jax.
did.
I didn't see it
Wait,
coming.
I feel like I was with my family today,
Yeah,
and I think they all said eclipse.
it is. It's a coal mining country.
It's a coal.
Coal
Yeah,
mining
and they
country.
call it
Get
They
some
can
Kentucky,
say whatever they want.
Yeah,
They can
that's
say
right.
whatever they
Yeah.
want.
That's right.
whatever we want. Eclipse.
Let's do.
I don't think it eclipse me.
I
would
grew
say
up.
that.
I got to
Right.
be fair. To be fair, I grew up saying eclipse. Like that was common parlance. We're in Hopkins, South Carolina, so I don't begrudge you. I'm just didn't expect.
Begrudge
it, is all
you.
I'm saying. I don't begrudge. you.
Begrudge. Is there anyone in the chat supporting me
Of
in
course.
eclipse?
Of
Don't
course.
be-
Just,
Stand
just
by it.
supporting me in general.
No, of course
Someone
they're
says that
supporting you.
eclipse is very similar to an e-bike. No, someone at Langley says
to
that
pause
she
it. You
says
have to pedal.
eclair, and she's
Thank
from
you, Langley.
Tennessee, I believe. So like that's
you go.
that's southern. You're just southern,
Eclipse.
Jax.
All right.
I'm just gosh, oh, golly gee whiz,
And then
y'all.
Hillary says we just support you in general. So
That's
that's like Newark's my favorite airport. It's just you
Newark's
hear
my
it
favorite
out,
airport
you
energy.
hear it, but you know what they're saying.
well.
You know what's underneath there.
That's right.
You know the
That's right,
subtext.
yeah.
Well, we did this for 6 minutes. It's time to talk about When Calls the Heart,
Oh, wow.
season
Really? Already, huh?
season 11, episode 1. When Stars Align.
It's not called a total eclipse of the heart.
No.
Okay.
April 7th, 2024 is when it premiered. It went a little something like this. We pick right back up where we left off, and we all remembered.
Yes.
We were like, I can't wait to see what happens with Lucas.
He got shot.
We
There's
were,
somebody.
we were like, I
he
can't.
recognizes him. We got to figure out who it is.
All last week we were talking about, boy, I wonder what happens.
I really want to know.
Bill tells Nathan and Elizabeth that Lucas has been shot. There's 2 wounds. He's lost a lot of blood. The doctor can't tell whether or not he's going to make it. Apparently, no one knows who done it. And Elizabeth decides that the right woman for the job to figure this case out is her. So she goes to Capital City with Bill. Maybe there's something going on there. Calling it right now. They make it and they go to talk to him. He's still out of it. After some time, though, they're talking to him some more, and he begins to wake up. Elizabeth and Bill are pumped. I believe they high five at one point. I don't know if that's true, but I wish they did.
Up top.
Up top. He's alive. Cut to 4 months later. And he's going to make it. He gets to work on being governor straight from that old hospital bed. Nathan.
Governor of where?
Huh?
Governor of where?
Governor of the up there's. We know it. We love it. The up there's. You see it on a map. You'll see it when you look at a
see it,
map.
you'll get
You
it.
know it.
That's
You're
right.
like,
When
oh
you say
yes,
it, you'll get it.
that's the up there's.
That's right.
In my mind, left corner of Canada.
Yeah, left corner.
Left corner
Top
of
left corner,
top
right
left
by
corner.
Alaska.
That's
Yeah.
right. And so Nathan is also, he's going to be out of Hope Valley because he's working on the case. The town finds out that the shooter has been found, some dude named Clayton Pike. Rosemary's just mad that she got scooped. No, doesn't really care that it happened, just is bothered by the
all of y'all, but I got scooped.
bothered by the scoopage. It is springtime, and Elizabeth and Rosemary, they're beating their rugs because it's spring cleaning time, everybody. I don't know. No. I can't get in trouble for this. I can't get in trouble for this. I didn't mean anything by anything I said. I don't really know if it's bad. I just don't like the way people are looking at me. I don't like the way people are looking at me. All I said is that they were beating their rugs, which is what they're doing, and I didn't mean anything by it. I didn't mean anything by it, Jax. They're spring cleaning, guys. Spring cleaning. And that always brings on a desire for change. Elizabeth has a wild idea. A haircut. a haircut.
We got to record at night more often.
Which I think is just the perfect thing to have this entire episode revolve around, a haircut. Just then, Nathan walks up and they awkwardly chat. Faith gets bad news. Fiona's not coming back for season 11 or to her life but mainly for season 11. I guess she's got another gig. Elizabeth and Rosemary are back to talking about haircuts. Elizabeth says that she really is open to something new, if you know what I mean. Lucas is in a wheelchair, but that doesn't stop him. He's working hard, and in comes Gowan, who claims that he's been traveling. And I'm assuming that traveling means from Abigail's living room to the bedroom. Am I right, everybody? We don't get any specifics. He's just been...
He was helping her with her spring cleaning.
That's exactly right.
No rugs were harmed.
He asked Gowan to quote-unquote join his team. Gowan's like, nah, man. Like,
what do you mean, quote-unquote?
I look at my... I don't know. Like, what's he going to do?
Whatever he wants, like he's chief of staff. I don't know. It's not in quotes, is all I'm saying. It's just, he doesn't wink want him to join his team. Like, he really does want him to join his team.
Yeah, I just don't know what that means. Okay, like, what's he going to do? Anyway, he's like, hey, man, look at my resume, man. Really bad idea, I think, for you to even have called me here. Bill and Nathan meet. They talk about how they suspect that Clayton Pike is just taking the fall for the old governor of the up there's, old Montague. Monte Williams. Nathan explains that there's not much more that he can do, but he would love for Bill to poke his cute little nose in it. Elizabeth goes to get her hair cut, and I don't know, man. This is it. This is what happens. I don't write it. Elizabeth goes to get her hair cut, but with Fiona gone, that leaves Robert in charge of haircuts. She tells Robert to kick rocks. Now that Faith is fully depressed that her one and only friend has left town, she's ready to see a new patient. Her name's Miss Watson, and she has a granddaughter. Her granddaughter is concerned about Grandma's cough. Faith says, we'll get that taken care of, no problem. Rosemary is desperate for a scoop. But Nathan, Bill, even Lucas aren't giving her nothing, aside from Lucas saying he's going to make a big announcement on the radio. Bill and Nathan basically have the same conversation again about how they have their doubts on the shooter. And so that's good for us. Rosemary is about to give Elizabeth a haircut herself when Elizabeth said that she's happy that everybody that she cares about is safe. Or is being safe, or maybe will continue to be safe. What could she be talking about? Whom could she be talking about? Miss Watson, a character we've known for 20 minutes, she collapses. Faith, who is responsible for this, runs over to help her. Unfortunately, this is the Paul Green situation all over again. You are responsible for this happening, and you say, you know who's the best person for the job? Me. I can do it. I don't know, Faith. You're going through a tough time. Because no one cares about Miss Watson, they all gather to the saloon to hear the radio announcement. Lucas is playing favorites and is going to build a resort in Hope Valley. Lee is responsible for making this happen and does a legit "don't make me sing" when it is acknowledged for it. Also, everybody is pumped about Elizabeth's haircut, including Nathan, who I think needs to go run a lap at this point. Faith finds a note that Miss Watson wants Faith to watch over her granddaughter, so I guess Faith won't be lonely no more. I don't want to be lonely no more. The episode ends with the gang.
Have to watch this.
The episode ends with the gang looking up at the drops of Jupiter in her hair. They're looking at Jupiter. It's there. And Elizabeth says it's beautiful. Nathan looks at her and says, yeah, it is. Elizabeth smiles. And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 1, When Stars Align.
We did it.
We did it, everybody. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break it down. Here on Take the Hallmark.
Are you okay, buddy? You gonna make it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We got a haircut. We got same conversation twice. It's good to be back in Hope Valley.
Be safe out there.
Be safe. It's time to break it down. We're going to start with a hot take. It is where we share exactly how we felt about this episode. We do not hold back, and there's no one that holds back less. I know this about her. It's Jax. Jax, what'd you think about the season premiere of season 11 of When Calls the Heart?
Okay.
This is why we're all here right now.
It's okay. I enjoy these people. I like Hope Valley. I'm glad to be back. Here are some things that I am excited about. I think this new character of Lily is a delightful little girl, and her acting is better than we've seen from others in the past. I'll say that. She's a delight. I actually am very, very excited about the storyline and for what it does with for Faith's character. I'm glad that our boy Lucas is recovered, and I'm excited to get to see the chemistry between Nathan and Elizabeth. And you know I'm a Rosemary stan. Thrilled to see her at it again. I will say this episode did feel slow to me. The fact that we spent more time on a haircut than we did on Lucas's injury felt strange.
What?
And
She looked great, though.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Look great.
oh my gosh, I'm being silenced. Can you hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
Okay, good. It's not coming through my microphone.
It is
but
now.
You
No,
can
you're
back on
back.
up. You can
You're
back
Now it
on
is.
up.
Okay, perfect.
The
Back
woke
right
mob
there.
has nothing on you.
That's right.
I guess I was about to pop off there and universe thought better of it and silenced me. There were just things in this that feel a little too obvious for me in the storytelling and the acting. Like, I mean, we'll get into examples later, but I think when you're on a hit show like this, 11 seasons, it's really exciting. You know that people are so excited about this interplay between Nathan and Elizabeth. I could, like, when Kevin McGarry says be safe, which we know is the I love you, and that's great. I just feel like he knows it's what that is, and he's like, all right, everybody, get ready. And I see Kevin McGarry. I don't see the character.
Mhm.
And I'm seeing that a lot. And you know what? That can be fun. But from an acting perspective, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite.
This was a better performance than anything we watched on Sunday night, including Pascal Hutton, who was marvelous.
Oh, so wait, you do agree now that she's marvelous?
I've
Simply
never
marvelous.
thought that Pascal Hutton didn't do a good job as Rosemary. I've thought the character of Rosemary was annoying on more days than not.
So you still think I mean, I know you think Pascal's a delight, but you still think Rosemary's
I
insufferable.
think that she had some dramatic moments in the last two seasons that really showed what Pascal could do. But on the whole, and we'll get to it in the Wait What's, a woman who's the new governor is from her town and has been shot, only wanting a scoop is
doesn't care.
She's the villain of the show. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I've
she's
been
the
scooped.
Worst. She's the worst person. But she plays it so perfectly, but not as perfectly as you played.
Hey, what's her baby's name?
Goldie.
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 Where's she at?
She's
Doesn't
taking her
matter.
first steps at the end of the
Doesn't
episode.
matter.
Come on.
Oh, that's cute.
Like, yeah,
Also-
like
that's
some
right, waddling
CGI
around.
version
Also
of her.
out acting several.
I just, we're back. We're back at
baby.
Hope Valley, and I think, last year we had the buffer in between Way Home and When Calls the Heart of a show called Ride,
That's right.
which was a real turd of a show, and I want to just set up what happened. The Way Home, we were given a cliffhanger at the end of season 1, and we come back from season 2, and they then do this crazy thing where they use the cliffhanger to, for better or worse, lead season 2.
Yeah.
Maybe for a little too long, but
Yes.
but they use it.
They used it.
And what had happened here is we get a cliffhanger, and it is thrown out in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, we've fast forward 4 months, and dude's totes fine. I don't know. Like it's so hard going from The Way Home to this show, just in every aspect, but mainly the way in which story is told. Because for as slow as season 2 of The Way Home was,
my gosh, no.
at least an episode didn't revolve around a haircut. At least it did something. At least it was trying to expound upon the general thing, whatever that happened, that we were left with at the end of season 1. We're going to run with that story. We have once again started a season of When Goes the Heart and threw it all out. So let's start afresh.
You would agree that the haircut looks great,
looks
though, right?
great. Haircut looks
Sure,
great.
absolutely.
Love the haircut. Yes, Aaron?
I would just like to say expound is a word, and Brandon...
Expound is a word, but he
used
was
it
saying
correctly.
he wanted to expand on the idea.
No, it was expounding.
Expound is to explain a theory or idea.
I thought he was saying he wanted to take something. And
They wanted to take what was
then-
in season 1. They expound on it.
Okay, my bad. You used it right then. Yeah, that's fine.
Just wanted to stand up for you.
Yeah, good job. Great job, buddy.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say espouse upon,
I got nothing
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Sorry.
There's
No, I was
nothing.
not.
which is to adopt or support.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I think I was trying to do a little bit of all of it. Yeah, I just didn't like it. I'm once again bummed. I'm just bummed, and the best case scenario is that we get it out of the way, right? And by that I mean
This episode?
No, what I mean is we get to Nathan and Elizabeth being together, and it's not.
You know that we're not doing that.
I can't do multiple seasons of this.
You know,
I can't do it.
They've already renewed it for 12.
I
haven't
know.
they?
No, what I'm saying is of this, like, oh, are they going to do the thing? Let's just do it. This is the season. Let's just do it. Dano.
You remember when James Brolin got off the stagecoach? Okay, he's a judge. He gets off the stagecoach. You're like, freaking James Brolin's here. And we never see him again. God, the show sucks.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that
Yeah.
again. And
Yeah.
I just watched his SNL
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago. Oh
Not
my
Josh
gosh.
Brolin,
Wow.
James Brolin, his dad. But yes.
Oh, that's
Yes, but still, a
No,
Brolin.
James Brolin.
Yes.
But,
James
but
Brolin
another
knows it.
example, I would like to go
gotcha.
back and see how every season of this show ends
Yes.
and how they throw it away in episode
and I
1 of
will
the
say
next season.
Two things. One is in the chat, they've said that they've not renewed it for 12 yet. So please, Lord, act like it doesn't happen. I could never said it. Let's just whatever it takes.
And I was just telling everybody this. He is such a good God.
He is.
And I think, isn't it like him? Won't he do it?
Yeah.
Won't he do it?
Listen, here's the thing. I apologize to Way Home fans in the open. And while I stand by my critique of the show, I had a failure to empathize with why they were upset. And the main reason why that Way Home fans were upset with myself and to a lesser extent Ryan and Brandon was they kept saying, look at all the other, they basically were probably sitting there next to this episode going, you see this? You see this?
Look at this.
You're over here complaining about The Way Home. It could be this. And they've never been wrong about that. They're not wrong about that. The Way Home on its worst day is better than When Calls the Heart at its James Brolin off the stagecoach. Okay, it just is, and we have to step down to cover this show because if I covered it like I covered The Way Home, I would be throwing things. I mean, between a haircut, a baby's first steps, and a sick grandma, they're almost making it too easy to fall asleep. I don't even know. Are they trying? I know what they're trying to do. They throw away that intro. They move ahead 4 months, and then there's going to be a mystery about who killed Lucas because we don't know what else to do with Lucas. Gowan gets one whole scene, I think, or something close to that in this episode.
And he was traveling.
And it's absurd. Fiona's gone. So the best two characters on this show, Gowan and Fiona, combined for one scene with not a lot of promise for more. Can it get worse? I don't want to see him try. This was terrible. I feel like even the old standby actors in this show seem to be phoning it in. And there are some people that have been on our show. There's some people that we'd like to have on our show. Some people that have been on the show a long time that I think are great, really, really talented people. It just seems like people are caricatures of themselves at this point. It is not, just put it out of its misery. Whatever that takes. I don't care what it takes. Can we have 9 more episodes and call it? If it's a wedding with Nathan and Elizabeth and Lucas is officiating it, I don't care. Whatever it takes. If Ghost Jack is in the background flying on wings as he gives his blessing, whatever it takes.
You know what? Let's just
do it.
You know what? You've inspired me. Why do season 12 when you can end it here? Let's have a kiss in episode 3, a proposal by 5, a wedding at 10. Let's just do it. Like, hey, Elizabeth's like, you know what?
Kiss
I've done this.
5, wedding 10.
She's like, I've done this whole thing. Like, you know what? Baby Jack needs a daddy. Like, let's just do this thing. Let's do this thing.
Well, I am curious, and this is, one of the things that I miss about you guys not doing interviews as much anymore. I would love to ask these actors. What I'm assuming is that they're happy for the steady work, and it's clear that they love each other and they're appreciative of the job. But do you feel artistically and creatively fulfilled?
Listen,
Aaron Krakow, are you dying to do a Chekhov play? I think you might be. And I want to know how you're all feeling, because I think you might be ready for this to be over.
Back in 2019 or 20 when we interviewed Krakow, I feel like it was before COVID. We interviewed Aaron Krakow, and it was like before, this was the season that she was going to choose the first time between Nathan and Lucas. And they were doing a big round of press because When Calls the Heart was starting to get some juice. I said in the rapid fire, I said, how many seasons is the perfect number of When Calls the Heart? Which is a question you should never ask anybody who's on a syndicated television program because they don't want to answer anything other than forever because the checks are good and every actor dies to be in their position. It was not a fair question. And even Aaron Krakow said 13.
Really?
Even she said 13 at that point. So we're even getting into her wildest dreams scenario here. It's time. It's just time. There's no way these folks have anything new to bring to this. It's time. Shut it down.
Let's get to all the feels. We were talking about when this episode gave us feels. Jax.
Also, I do have to note that Sheila's telling me that she thinks there's 12 episodes this season. So I'm excited for
you know
more
what?
with you guys.
If that means we're done, though, give me 2 more to end season 11 over 10 more of 12.
Hearing that interview was 2021, time has no meaning. Back to you. Sorry, go ahead.
All the feels for this episode. I thought the end when we see, well, no, not that thing.
Okay.
That's going to be in another thing. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I will be noting that. But there was something about seeing Nathan and Allie and Little Jack and Elizabeth.
They're a good family.
And Gold. All the family. Yes. All sitting on this porch. I actually got a little bit choked up because my family used to always sit in the porch together. I thought this was really sweet. That gave me some feels.
Sit out there and watch an eclipse.
Not an eclipse, but an eclipse. I think this little girl is really adorable. I love when she fell asleep on Faith. I thought that was really, really sweet. Seeing Lucas with Little Jack, that they're still in touch. That's great.
Hey, buddy.
And then finally, this is something that wasn't in the episode expressly, but when I was talking to my mom about it after, she said, I don't know if they would do this, but I thought that it was going in the direction. Faith was so upset that Fiona wasn't in town anymore. I thought, is there something between the two of them?
I thought it.
And I was like,
We all thought it. We all
golly,
felt it.
you know what? If it's whether it's queer baiting or it's just me thinking that it's there, or my mom thinking that it's there, you know what? I'll take it.
I thought it was there for a brief moment, not the whole performance, but there was the first time it was like, oh boy, there is something there that is not just sad about a friend being gone. And then it started to feel more like that. But there was a brief moment there, which is all we had about Nathan in episode 1 last year.
All we had.
So I'm going to call it right now.
She's real sad. She's real sad.
Faith is into Fiona, and they're going to do something about it in this season. You heard it here first. All of the folks that watch season 1 of When Calls the Heart are just like, they're just going to, it would be so perfect if they knew they weren't getting renewed to do it, right? What are they going to do? Lose it?
Well, it's also like you don't even have to see it, because if unfortunately we're not never, but if we're not getting Fiona back this season, it's like Faith is just writing letters talking about Lily and how she'd like to be a family with her.
To be safe? I mean, come on. Come on. What are we doing here?
Oh, I would love.
Dude, I just think that they have the wedding, and then you see in the crowd at the wedding that Fiona's there sitting by Faith, and they kiss, and then we roll the credits, and there's no more When Calls the Heart, and they went woke, baby. Let's go.
You could see, like, literally the scene where they're proclaiming their vows, and it goes over, and they hold hands.
Oh,
and then that you just see it, and you're like, oh, it's the whole thing.
Oh.
I mean,
Brian, that's actually like really beautiful and subtle. Like
Don't
they
need to
could
say it like you're
pass. I mean,
surprised,
I
but it's
prefer
fine.
the make out, but what?
I say you don't need to act like you're
I
surprised.
said
but
they
it's fine.
kiss, and she's like, "Are you supposed to see two girls make out?" But Brand says they hold hands, and it's like, yeah, what in the world? Mine was sweet too. God,
No, it is sweet. But you can't kiss when the bride and groom are kissing.
Afterward, like not while
some
they're
decorum.
kissing.
I know you do that at every wedding. Every wedding,
I go
Dan
to the
and
wedding
his
with my wife, and we stand
in the
up.
middle of the kiss.
When it
They
says
go,
you may kiss
look at us.
We stand up and we go, "Hey, over here, photographer!"
Over
and
here.
And then I dip her.
Yeah,
I
you
dip
dip her.
across the aisle.
When I dip, you dip. We dip.
That's right. It's a true story.
I would love to give a shout out to Elizabeth for when she goes to the place to get her hair cut and she finds that Fiona's not there, but the option is now Robert. The pain, the anger in her eyes tells the whole story. Everyone hates Robert. Everyone hates Robert.
That's right.
And in that moment, I felt like I felt seen.
Yeah.
I felt seen. For years, we've been telling Robert to kick rocks, and finally, the main character of the show says it on our behalf. And I felt in that moment, yes, that is correct.
In the salon of life, no one wants Robert to do their hair.
You said it, brother. You said it. Dano?
We already mentioned it. I even mentioned it in the hot take, but it does bear repeating because we've talked about her in every part of this show. You want to make me somehow like When Calls the Heart less. You remove Fiona and Gowan. I couldn't have been more angry. And the fact that we didn't know about this, and Gowan is one scene, Fiona is none, easily the two best characters. If they were in it, this episode would have been an absolute waste of time. They weren't. It was bad. It was real bad. I was frustrated.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the wait, what, and the what's calling my heart.
Oh, yeah, we still do that.
Here on.
We've got those emails for sure at hello@deckthehomework.com.
Sure.
We would have to have one in the next 10 or 12 minutes.
I'm sure we
get one, right?
I'm sure we have
I'm
one.
sure we have a back catalog, but in case we didn't, you could email now.
That's right. Take the homework. You know what I love most about this episode is that they said we couldn't get Abigail. Do you think anyone's gonna remember how we ended last season?
On the door, they opened the door. We're like, nobody cares.
I was traveling. The heck you were. It's time for the wait what. And that was a freebie. It's time for the wait what. It's where we talk about one of those episodes. Just go, wait, what?
Remember when we used to do Pocket Watch? And
That was
just
fun.
Jack. Just go,
I couldn't tell you who Pocket is at this point. It's been so
Pocket's
long ago, I
plural.
don't remember. Don't remember who he is, the character of Pocket. Jax, any wait what's for you?
I've got
small.
a couple that I'll just do two because I have a feeling you guys will probably cover it. But what happened to May's bangs? I will say.
Well, if you bring
Well, I
another
guess I
haircut
have to
in
take
there-
that off
Gone.
my list. Oh,
no,
man.
I
Here's
had
the
a
thing.
page on May Sue's bangs.
I think that May and Hickam are darling together. I'm so here for this romance. I love it. But I noticed that the bangs that she had at the end of the season that were this big makeover were now gone. And even though it was a wait, what? I was relieved.
Wow.
I was relieved.
All right.
That's a long way to say she had a
Mike-
bad haircut.
It wasn't her. It wasn't the actress's hair. They gave her blunt cut bangs. They're
I gotta
not
be
good.
honest. Of all the haircut talk this week, I didn't expect that.
I didn't see it.
Here.
I didn't see it.
I know. I think on the brain.
Remember when she was in a new, exciting character
Oh, man.
for that episode where
You
she
remember when she
rode
had-
on a horse?
You remember when she had crazy chemistry with Nathan, and they were just like, "Nah."
I think she's darling.
She's great.
I just love
She's
her.
great.
I actually, I will say, I prefer her with Hickam. I really do.
All right.
I think it's very, very cute.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
She's living your dream. Like,
Yeah,
what do you
of course,
Of course
yeah.
you do.
You just want
Oh, right.
You just want to see Hickam happy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
the
all.
end of the day.
doing his little exercise and his
Yeah.
cute little shorts.
Gotta have
Oh
something
my
for Ben
God,
Rosenbaum to
I-
do on that show, so Jax can watch.
You know what's funny? I was gonna joke, but be like, "Oh, I can't believe Aaron Krakow hasn't like blocked me on social media yet." But it's because like I'm just so not like I'm not even worth it to block. But I'm so obsessed with her like partner. It's just thick. Love you, Aaron.
It's so fun when we get to take these clips and post them on
Yeah.
Instagram. Just to remind
We just
people.
cut this. This isn't
Jack's a
all.
little-
People don't listen to this all at once sometimes, Jax. Some.
oh no, not again.
Yeah,
I love
I think that was the
that.
Mike's way of telling you.
Aaron,
She's-
Aaron Krakow. Can you guys? Okay, no, I'm back.
I love how she thinks she's going.
The other. Wait, can you hear me now?
We've heard every word you said all night long.
Every word. Too many words. The other two things were the baby's first steps. It looked like. Did you guys see the Jennifer Garner Ed Helms Christmas movie where?
I did.
Or no, maybe it wasn't a Christmas movie where they switched, and the baby was like a CGI baby that was running around like a dog because
Yes.
the dog's spirit was in the baby.
Yeah.
When Goldie took her first steps, that's all I could think of. I was just cackling hysterically. It looked bizarre, but that baby's really cute, and I love that she's around. And finally,
That's what we
okay,
call a
this is an
criticism sandwich there. It's great. Aaron, you're great. The baby was fake. That baby's really cute.
Okay, this last one,
Here we go.
I'm putting my master's in acting to use, and I'm gonna give a take that is gonna get me in trouble,
Oh, let's
and I'm
go.
okay with it.
All right.
I'm okay with it. Here's the thing,
Acting with Dr. Jax.
and this could also be a directorial choice as well. Kim McGarry, incredible actor. I think he has
Oh,
great
boy.
chemistry
Here we
with
go.
Aaron
Be
Krakow,
safe.
who's also
Be
an
safe
incredible
out there.
actor.
Go for it.
But in this last scene, where they're looking up at the sky, all I wanted was a moment of restraint. When she says it's beautiful, all I want him to do is he can look at her, then look away, and then look up at the sky, and then say, yeah, it is beautiful. But the fact that he looked at her and said it, I was like, I was like, I can't with this. I can't with this. It's too obvious for me. And it actually takes the romance and the intrigue out of it. And yeah, I'm sure it was a directorial thing, but it really, really bugged me.
It's a terrible scene, and you're 100% right, Jax, about everything that you said. It's a bad line read, and it happens when it happens in Hallmark movies. Occasionally, you give it a break because they've only got 84 minutes to pull this all together. And so she's going to look at a shooting star and be like, "Man, it is just so beautiful." And then he's going to look at her and be like, "Yes, that's fine." We'll and occasionally that actually works in Hallmark movies. This is not a Hallmark movie. This is still, we're in a very liminal space right now with these characters. This is not the time or the place, but it's when calls the heart. So you're right. They're wrong. Great take.
Sheila, don't be mad at me. I love you. She's probably texted me.
I have a few. One, just congrats. Big, I love giving credit when credit's
Yeah,
due.
you're big on that. Shout out.
Record time, even for Elizabeth to leave baby Jack behind. Just starting the season immediately. You got baby Jack, right? I
we're
for
good.
I don't know how long. I don't know how long she's in Capital City. Capital
Before the credits.
Before the credits.
Yeah.
Before the credits.
Yeah.
She's out of there. Deuce is wild. Bill made an interesting choice where he walks into, Lucas is not back yet. Elizabeth is sleeping in chair. Bill decides now is the time to come in and sit down loudly on the bed, which does startle Elizabeth from her slumber, and he has the gall to say, I didn't mean to wake you. Maybe stay out. Maybe don't come in and sit down like you never sat down before. He was so loud. You couldn't have been louder in that situation. It's an interest. I don't know who makes schedules. I don't know how it all works out. I know God's the ultimate scheduler, but this episode took place the day before a solar eclipse. And I just found myself being so distracted that we're doing a lesson of the sky with anything other than the solar eclipse. They knew when it was going to premiere, right? Like, I don't know. I know maybe there. I don't know when. Maybe they didn't. We hadn't come out with solar eclipse yet. Maybe that wasn't on God's agenda yet. But I don't know. I was just so distracted by it. I was like, it was right there for the taking. We have a lesson of the sky today. Tomorrow, Jupiter. Last but not least, am I going crazy? But didn't they not want a resort in Hope Valley? Wasn't that like a thing?
There is a big one right there, Brand.
Wasn't it a thing, Jax? Do you remember this?
Against the tourists.
They don't want the tourists
who are coming from the hot springs.
Yeah.
They don't want a
They
resort.
don't want it. And now, as all of a sudden, Lucas is governor, and Lee's over there being like, you can have my land. And we're going to... That was a whole thing, right? I'm not going crazy?
Yeah. No, that was the whole thing. You're right. 100% right.
Dano?
I hate to do this every season, but it is getting out of hand. They keep the same students as actors for Elizabeth's class, and God love them. They're 12 to 16-year-olds, and they're learning about the 9 planets that roll around the sun. These folks are borderline voters in the upper theres of Canada, and they're learning about the 9 planets. This is a lesson that works in season 1. It's season 11. All them jokers are still in your class. At this point, I'd be skipping. Oh, is it Planets Day again? I'm out of here. I've heard that lesson 11 times. Opal is going to get to vote her whole life. And she's still learning about the GD planets. What are you doing? Guys, split them up. They're all teenagers there. They've learned the acronym. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally or whatever it is. Stop it. Stop it.
Don't really know what that PIMDAS has to do with the planets.
It's a different one. The other one is my very whatever.
Please. Yeah, but if you're going to write about the planets, you got it down.
Yes. It's absurd.
Please excuse my dear Aunt
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. She's still teaching the children about the planets orbiting the sun. They've heard about it for a decade.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Lucas gets shot in the leg, has nothing on but one bandage around the top of his head. That looks like it was put on by my child. It looks like it was.
You think the hospital bed's enough to get through to the viewer that he's having a tough time? Heck no! Put a bandage on his head!
And on the top of it.
Yeah.
Not around here. Way up high on his head. Like a
even hipsters in New York City are like, that's too high, bro. Like you got to bring that down a little bit.
Whoever put that bandage on had not heard about the planets in the sun yet. It was so high up on his head. And they make a point to say he got shot in the leg. Did he there's nothing else on him. He's not a cast. He's literally in a bathrobe. He's in pajamas, and they're like, "Well, we've got a little bit of gauze. Yeah, we could wrap it around maybe twice if we go on the tip top of his head. Go for it.
Stop.
Go for it."
Well, I guess they said that he bumped his head because that's why he forgot everything.
I'd love to tell you to fire props, but there's no way props was involved there. They weren't involved. Somebody was like, "We got 3 foot of gauze. Make it work." What are we doing? It's terrible.
Even Dr. Carson knows where the leg is. He wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Even the guy who's killed people.
That's right. Even him.
Remember when Dr. Carson killed his wife?
He's been shot in the leg.
Remember when Dr. Carson killed his wife?
And they let him go for it again and roll the dice again. Oh, here's the best is
It's worth it.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Should we wrap it again? No, it looks great. They're going to find a way to reopen this case of Lucas and the mystery shooter. The way they decided is Nathan is going to tell Bill that he should request the file. Now, what he's saying is that apparently in the upper there's of Canada,
Right.
if you're a retired Mountie, you can pick up the phone, ring a ding ding. I would like a case file, please. And nobody asks any questions. The guy that worked on the case is like, my hands are tied. But if you, someone that is not affiliated with the Mounties and has not been for years, if you
But
call
he still
up,
has that jacket, doesn't he?
He's still got
doesn't
that
he, Jax?
surge, amen.
Doesn't he?
Yes, God is good.
If you call up
All the time.
If you call up and just ask for a murder file, they'll give it to you.
Doing a podcast.
They'll just give it to you.
Why?
Murder file.
But also, why was
Can I get a few
Nathan
murder files? Any particular ones? Ada in. Send them all.
Why was Nathan on
I
this
just
case?
need to look at something while I'm on the crapper.
Why was Nathan on the case?
He was called as someone to. I don't know. It's dumb.
Because they didn't have it in Hope Valley.
It's ridiculous.
Let's bring Nathan, and he is very close to
We gotta
this
send him
man.
away somehow.
Is it a conflict of interest to bring like his best bud?
Well, I mean, they're going to have Lucas go full nepotism. The first thing he does as governor is I'm giving some economic advantage to my boys out in Hope Valley. That's the first thing he does. So, like, yeah, of course. Well, Nathan didn't help.
No.
He clearly knows it was foul play, and he didn't say anything. This is
Something he
ridiculous.
can do.
Yeah, he used to go for a dip in the hot springs.
Oh, hot spring. Remember those?
I do. I have a whole thing about Rosemary's not a journalist, but we don't have time. Let's just keep moving forward.
How dare you?
Scoop.
She's not a journalist. She is a.
Dan doesn't think women can be
She's-
journalists.
she's
That's what he's saying.
She's basically a gossip columnist. She's trying to trick Bill Avery into a quote he never says, and she writes it down to print it. He literally says, "This is not on the record. It's off the record. You can't print that." And she's like, "Watch me." Like, you're not a journalist. There's a reason you didn't get the scoop, is because it went to a professional. That's why. You got bored.
I mean, there's just-
You got bored one day, and your husband had money, so you started a newspaper. That's what happened. Sorry, not sorry.
I've said this before. I don't know why they didn't have her start like the Hope Valley Players, and she has a community theater in town. This is a travesty. She really should be putting on plays in
Yes.
the
oh
town.
my gosh, she has
And
a
the cast
theater
would
in
be a
town.
lot-
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah, he built her a theater, and
Built her a
she's like,
theater.
"What about multiple phone lines and newspaper?"
The cast would be happier because they would get to be singing and dancing. They all want that. I think they'd be creatively fulfilled. I want this for you guys.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I've got.
Do we have something where we talk about like what
What's
we're-
sink or swim?
Yeah, don't we?
Like what we're excited about
Yeah,
coming
don't
up.
we
What
have
comes
Hopes
to
and
my head.
valleys.
Hopes and valleys.
We're here.
Pew,
Let's
pew,
do this
pew.
thing. Let's go.
Hopes and values. We're
Boom.
talking about the things that are bringing us hope, or maybe bumming us out. Slid right back into it. Jax?
No one noticed. You're good.
Yeah, of course, I'm going to start off with the obvious for the thing that's bumming me out. The fact that it looks like we won't have any Fiona this season, and that her romance with Faith will take place entirely in the fan fiction that I write. And my
Man, you
hope.
could sell that, I bet.
I would give it away for free just because I think the people deserve it. I feel as though things I'm excited about. I am excited about Bill Avery and Nathan investigating this case together. I totally see your point. It doesn't make sense. It's a little weird, but like, I don't care. I'm in on this. And what I'm hoping for Elizabeth and Nathan, which I think is very different to what is specifically Bran wants. I don't want them to get engaged or even get together that quickly. And I want less romance. I want more of the fun, flirty chemistry that they had when she was with Lucas. Like, I want that.
Yeah.
And please, please, please give us that, because these are two really good actors who genuinely have chemistry together. Let's not lay this like I don't know, this sort of like melodramatic romance on too thick. Like, they're better than that. This could be better than that. Please give me that.
We're going to disagree. Let's get this sucker over with. Let's lay it on thick and then call it quits.
But I'm with both of you somehow. But Jax, you did hit on something there. I forgot there was a brief moment when Bill Avery was the like town detective or whatever, and he was solving cases, and it was like he was on his own, and it was the best version of Bill Avery in this show. It was so ridiculous, but it was like fun, like actual fun.
Mm-hmm. He had the footprint in the car. It was so good.
And that, listen, if it takes him as a retired Mountie using his privilege to call up and get murder files, then great. Have at it, buddy. Yeah.
My hope is that it's all done soon. My valley is...
It won't be.
My biggest concern is that by the time this episode airs, this one, that season 12 will have been announced. I'm just terrified of it. So
that's my exact hope in Valley. Literally, my hope is that this is it. It has to be it. It has to be it.
Oh, we have everything we need.
My Valley is that it won't be, and we all know it.
It's time for What's Calling My Heart. It's where someone emails in hello@deckthehallmark.com and lets us know. They know it already. Let us know that bring us in on what's going on and what is calling their heart. Dan, I know we have so many
bukus of emails. I just chose one. Producer Aaron sent me one from the dozens
at rando.
But please feel free to email us and let us know what's calling your heart. Maybe you'll move to the front of the line. You never know.
Wow.
This is from Kathy Lasota.
Oh!
Kathy Lasota. Dear Bran, Daniel, and Jax.
That's us.
That's us. What's calling my heart? When Calls the Heart is back, baby.
Oh, no.
I can't wait for season 15 when Cat Landry jumps into the pond and ends up in Hope Valley. Elizabeth, who still wouldn't have gone on a date with Nathan by then, leaving him for Cat, is the storyline I didn't know I needed in my life. Nathan beating his rug in Hamilton will be unfortunate, but we'll allow it. Merry Christmas, Cat. Don't know if we can read that, but we did.
We did. Thank you. hello@deckthehallmark.com. You can email in, and the good news is apparently we have 12 episodes this season, and so we're just getting started, folks. We're just getting started. We're going to be back next week.
All the way through the summer, huh?
Next week with another one. Brian.
3 months, baby.
Brian will be back tomorrow to help us talk about Hannah Swanson's latest adventure, Apple adventure.
Mad at how I treated that movie.
Until then, baby, we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.